Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to show and tell number 183, I believe, maybe 184. So I was not planning on filming right now. This was not the game plan, but my plans for tomorrow morning have changed, which means I needed to film tonight. So if I'm a little extra scatterbrained, that would be why. This morning I decided that I was going to finally do the last purge in the kitchen cabinets. I still need to do the drawers, but I wanted to go ahead and purge. There's a cat wandering around in here. I can hear it crinkling. Anyway, I wanted to purge out stuff that we just don't use, we don't touch. I wanted to go through the pantry and make sure anything that was expired was out of the pantry, go through some things in there, but I was getting ready to end my day and take a shower and found out my plans were changing. So it's been a little bit of a busy day today and I'm still zipping around. I got to make dinner after this. So anyway, it is like 4. Yeah, it's like 9 to 4. So it's not that late in the day until you realize I've been working since 5. Allergies are still amok. My throat is very inflamed. Every time I start coughing, it just gets worse. Anyway, nothing really particularly interesting has happened as far as life. I've not had time to crank anything. I've just been generally busy and active for the last few days, so there hasn't really been time to like sit down and do nothing until it's like after dinner, and then at that point I don't feel like coming downstairs and getting involved in something that's going to be an undertaking. But as I told you last week, I had picked up my Advent shawl from Christmas 2001 that I started in 2002. So it is now complete. I did block it. I have all my ends woven in. I just need to trim them. But it is now done. Eventually, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to remake this and correct the pattern. There are a number of errors in here. But that's something I want to fix for tomorrow. I do like the pattern. I do like the way it ended up looking in the end after I blocked it out and everything. I would like to make a solid one at some point. I still need some more neutral shawls, gray, tan, black, things like that. So I may use this as one of those patterns. I still have mixed feelings on this. And in that vein, I actually started a new project. So back in 2018, some of you guys will remember, because I know there are still some of you guys who have been following me for that long. I reviewed Jimmy Bean, their knit subscription box. And I've got a half-finished shawl in there somewhere that I'm not sure I can complete. I will pull it out and think about it when I have a little less going on in my cabeza. But I did decide to finally do something with the other kit. So this was one of those. I reviewed it back to back because there were changes coming. And even though I had not liked my first round with the subscription box, I decided to give them a second chance for another 3 months. And let's be honest, it didn't work out very well. I was not very happy. So when we got the box, I've got everything contained in a little project basket here. We, every month, would receive one 50-gram ball of Rowan felted tweed in this turquoise color. And then we would receive 60-yard balls in Vaseline green, which is showing up very true to color on my camera. I don't know how it's looking for you guys. Zinnia. And I believe this one is called Barbie Pink. So kind of the equivalent of getting 2 of these. I don't remember the cost or anything, but I was very frustrated because once again, you were really locked in only to the project that they gave you, which was, I mean, it looks nice. It's just not something I felt like making at the time. And even now, I still didn't feel like making it. I literally left everything in the bag that it came with. I didn't even move out the soak. I was so mad at this thing. A really expensive tapestry needle from Namaste. I probably would say much worse things, because that was back when I was still trying to be very polite about things I didn't like. See, there's nothing wrong with this pattern. It is an intarsia chevron, which if it was done in the round, I probably would have been more tempted to attempt this project and done it as a ferrule. But as an intarsia project, that was just a no-go for me. And even now, as I'm pulling it out, I really love these colors together. That orange and pink with the green and the blue, just really, I love the colors. But this, as much as I like this idea, was still not what I wanted to do with this project. So I hesitate to say this is my pattern, because it's semi-based on about 16 other things I've done over the years. But what I have done is I am doing an arrow scarf. I don't have enough to make this a shawl, which I probably really would have preferred and definitely gotten more use out of. But I am doing this as a scarf. It is a scarf width that'll be a little over a foot wide. When I block it, I might be able to get 14 inches out of it. So maybe I could use it as a shawl if it is over 6 feet long. But the right side row pattern is knit 2, slip, slip, knit, knit until my center 3 stitches, do a yarn over, knit the 3 centers, yarn over, knit until my last 4 stitches, knit 2 together, knit, knit. On the back, I'm doing purls with knit 3, and then knit 3 on the edge down here. I do wish I had done some garter stitch down here instead of just stockinette, but I'm not frogging back out to fix that. That is what it is. On the point end, I probably will go ahead and add those stitches in, just so we don't have curling on the point. Curling on the inside probably wouldn't be so bad, but this will have to be pretty firmly blocked anyway. But I like the way this looks. I'm doing 12 pairs, so 24 rows, 12 right side rows, 12 yarn overs of each color. So I'm in the first pass with the orange now, the zinnia. I'm liking the way this is turning out. I don't have hard feelings towards the yarn. I do like the yarn. I like most Rowan yarns. This is a little coarser. So the fiber content on this is alpaca and wool, I believe. You know, I've got one that's not on the ball anymore. Why don't I just do the smart thing? Do the easy thing. I'm just telling you, this is how my brain's been. So it's 50% wool, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose. And this is 50 grams, like I said. This is the DK weight. This does come in a worsted and a bulky. They're $14 and some change at yarn.com. Approximate length's 191 yards, so 175 meters. I really do genuinely love these colors together. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I am enjoying making this project. It is something that this is, like I said, I just told you what I did. For me, I cast on 71 stitches. And I do have stitch markers to mark my center stitches here. But you know, it's mindless. I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no losing my place in this pattern. It's very simple to do. It looks dynamic with the big stripes. So I know I'm going to enjoy my finished project here. I just, it's taken me this long to get to it. So like I said, in honor of circling back and working on things that I was not particularly happy about in the beginning, I figured I could come back to this project. But like I said, I'm going to put this in the thing behind me now while I'm thinking about it. But I still had 3 things of soak. I have their cork coaster and the insert for the travel journal from Namaste Knits. So like I said, I mean, it was overpriced. I was very, very frustrated because getting these tiny, like almost a third of a ball, it wasn't even quite a third of the 50 grams. It cheapens the experience when you literally cannot do anything you want to do or anything else with a project. It really does just cheapen the whole thing. So that sounds like there's still something in here. Oh, we also got an enamel pin from them. Once again, this is another company I would still order yarn from. I haven't ordered from them in a while. I think the last thing I ordered from them, they actually had some needles on sale that I ordered. I still would order from them, just not anything like this. I have heard that the subscription box is different again. Maybe I'll give it a chance again. But after that first 6 months, I was just disgusted. The other project was much, much worse. This was a much better value, even though you were locked into this one single project you were able to do with it. The other one had a worse value. I remember that one came in like we overpaid on that one as a total instead of getting, like I said, this yarn isn't cheap. The 15 gram ball is $15 or 50 gram ball is $15. So I mean, this is like, if I wanted to recreate this with this yarn, this project, it's like $96 because it's one ball of 3 of the colors and then 3 balls of the other color as it stands right now, just because that's what I have. So I mean, it's not cheap yarn. It was a fairly decent ish value. But I'm liking the project. I'm working on it now, so that does at least salvage this in my stash. And I had to save it in the Jimmy Bean bag because I was never able to stash this together anywhere as another project because I had 3 of these tiny little balls of green, 3 little tiny balls of pink, 3 tiny balls of orange that were just rolling around. I had to keep this all together. I couldn't disperse this in any other way through my stash. At least like a couple of you guys have asked about like the knit coal I used to have over here, but now it's over there. That was left over from one of the projects when I did Alpaca Direct. And, you know, because I got the whole ball, I was able to save the half ball and the whole ball together and put that on my wall together because it was a whole thing, not multiple little partials of these yarns rolling around. I don't know. That's just one of those things that comes off so cheap. I'd rather get one project every 3 months and get the whole hank of yarn than go through that again. That was just awful. And I've got everything kind of sorted in little T-Dottle bags from my Year with Her Mini Maker subscription. All right. On to the next thing to discuss. Saturday, Troy needed to go up to Concord, North Carolina. There was something he wanted to pick up, and the only place to get it was up in Concord. And as I said, I live south of Charlotte, so it was a nice little car ride up there. And I had a chance to make actually 2 of these. One is still in his back seat, but I did get 2 corner-to-corner squares done and most of a granny square done, but obviously I didn't bring that down, and one's still in the car. But I do need to still weave in the ends on this one. But I did. These are 5-row corner to corners using worsted weight acrylic scraps and a size I hook. So very pleased with that. We're still making progress keeping my scraps worked up and constantly in something. But the eggs that we got off of just happened to be by one of the yarn stores I never get by. So I may or may not have bought something while I was there. And it may or may not be a prize. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. But this would definitely work as a prize. So I did just buy enough to make one summer top of this yarn. So it's 3 little balls. By the way, the yarn store, if you are in the Concord area, a kiwi yarn. Even Troy was delighted by the kiwis. They are absolutely sweet. I love going in that store just to sit there and talk. Shopping is great, but just for the conversation, it's wonderful. So this is Jody Long Flora. And I got 3 of these. I really love those colors. So this is the color Pansy, color 004. And this is a sport weight. It's 100% cotton, 295 yards, 270 meters, 100 grams, 3.52 ounces. And that's really all to say about that. It recommends a size E or 3.25 millimeter hook, 3.25 or a US 3 knitting needle. But I really liked those colors. Oddly enough, this was the first thing I saw and picked up in the shop while we were there. And immediately I was just drawn to this. I looked through the whole store. I did almost buy some Malbrigo. They had some really, really pretty Malbrigo in stock. But I did decide on this specifically because I was thinking I'm 4 rows away from the body band at the bottom of my wool sweater. So that'll mean as early as next week. The only thing I'm gonna have to worry about is making the sleeves and doing the neckline on it. So if I do perchance complete my first sweater of the year early and ahead of the game with the cowl, I would like to go ahead and make a summer sweater while we're still warm. So that's why I say it might be a prize. It might not be a prize. I'm not sure yet. So anyway, a kiwi yarn, they're absolutely fantastic. Like I said, they're just a delight. They are so funny. They're so funny. And we stood in there. I mean, we were probably in there for about 45 minutes. And like I said, I don't know if you guys remember the Charlotte area yarn crawl last year, but I was telling you guys, they're the store that I ran into and I had to pee, but I was bringing something from another one of the yarn stores up to them. And I'm like, this is from Charlotte Yarn. Where's your bathroom? I've got to go. So yeah, their first impression of me was already spectacular. So I was at least able to come in a little bit more calm and relaxed this time instead of quite so spazzy and freaking out. But that was right there. They have a table right there by the door. That was right there. There was another color that was really tempting, but they only had 2 balls and I needed 3 to do a sweater in my size. So I'm pretty excited. I really think this will make a very pretty top. I'm not sure if I want to do a lace kind of cap sleeve-ish type top like this, or if I want to do something maybe a little bit tighter and more like a tank top shell. I haven't quite decided, or remake something in a slightly looser variation like the Tilly top. So anyway, that's what I got myself. I'm going to tentatively mark it down in my journal where I'm keeping track of my low buy this year, and we will see where I think I might just put the receipt in there. So if I use it as a prize for like Q2, that could be my Q2 prize. And that would be what, March, April, May. So it'd be June when I get that, into June, beginning of July. So it'd still be summer here for another like 4 months. Yeah. So I am hoping to get some stuff pre-filmed from the 4th of May to the probably 14th. I will be a little bit incommunicado. We have a lot of stuff going on in that time frame, in that week, so I probably will not have much time to film. So I am going to try to pre-film some things, including the sideways knit shawl. I do need to refilm the first part of that because that was a disaster, let's be honest. And I also want to do a crocheted version of that. So I'm not sure if we'll have a tutorial this month or not. I may save that for May. That way you guys have some fun things to look forward to while I'm gone. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really on my schedule coming up. I need to decide. Oh, the Spook Your Spring Make Along will still be going on for the month of May. Just because I'm not active in person here with you guys, I will still be on Instagram periodically, hopefully. So we will still have the Spook Your Spring Make Along. And I will also be making sure that I mention that in the Facebook group, which I keep meaning to do and keep forgetting to do. But May's going to be an interesting month for us. So I'm trying to like pre-plan, think about things. How are we going to move forward? Oh, I do have one more finished object. Hold on. I finished the other one, the second journal. So I did decorate it. And it's got random bits of washi all throughout the inside of it, just to be, of course I open it to like the same thing over and over again. But they're just kind of all over the page. So journal 2 is done. Little things, right, you guys? Little things. We gotta be proud of the little things. Yeah, like I said, I really wasn't planning on filming today, so I didn't really sit down and think about what I was gonna say. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and head off. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic week. As always, I love you guys. Mwah! Take care, and I'll see you real soon.